Nike, Adidas, Puma, and many other brands started as shoe manufacturers, just after persuading us that their shoes are superior to what we already had and function perfectly. When the co-founder of Nike presented his shoes, he had no evidence that these cushioned new inventions are any good for our legs. But today, we slide our feet into those kinds of shoes every morning, and it might be doing more harm than good. Welcome to Rethink, where we bring you stories that matter. Shoes can limit our foot's natural movements and change the way we walk. We understand how frustrating foot pain can be, but there's a simple fix that will leave your foot pain-free. And that's not all. It will improve the strength, stability, and function of your feet. To uncover what that solution is, let's go back in time to 10,000 years. Our ancestors lived on the land completely barefoot, with feet that were perfectly adapted to their environment after 4 million years of bioengineering. They had a natural spring, powerful muscles for protection, and calluses that were created over time. Their feet allowed them to outrun their prey and ultimately survive in a world full of danger and uncertainty. But then, we started wearing shoes, and everything changed. Shoes like Nike and other popular brands have weakened our feet, cushioned and supported them to the point where we no longer rely on our natural ability to run. The result? We've lost the natural strength, agility, and resilience that our ancestors had, leaving us vulnerable to injuries and limiting our potential as runners. In fact, the answer to why humans are able to run for such long periods of time lies in our unique ability to dissipate heat through sweating. This ability allowed our predecessors to engage in persistence hunting, where they would chase down their prey for hours until they became exhausted and could no longer run. Unlike antelopes and other animals, we have an efficient cooling system that allows us to regulate our body temperature and keep going for longer and longer. Even though antelopes have a good cardiovascular system, they eventually tire out because they can't regulate their body temperature. Imagine a life where persistent hunting wasn't just a means of survival, but a way to connect with the earth and your fellow humans. The Bushmen didn't just hunt for food, they hunted to test their physical and mental limits, to prove their mastery of the natural world. It was a brutal display of endurance that might seem savage to us, but it was an essential part of their survival and culture. What's really mind-blowing about persistence hunting is that it showcases the incredible resistance that humans possess. Are we the fastest creatures on Earth? Maybe not. But we were built to endure, to outrun and outlast our prey. And even though we no longer need to rely on persistence hunting, it's awe-inspiring to think that as recently as the 1980s, the Bushmen were still successfully practicing this ancient tradition. However, the shoe industry has changed our natural ability to run. Shoes were initially designed for protection from sharp rocks and cold weather, but Europeans and Asians added heels and platforms and made them extremely narrow. The lotus feet tradition in China took this to the extreme. Then fast forward to the 1970s, Nike burst onto the scene and turned everything upside down. Running suddenly became a very popular activity, and then Bill Bowerman transformed the sport with a completely new way of running. And just who is Bill Bowerman? None other than one of the co-founders of Nike. He taught us to lengthen our strides beyond our centers of gravity, which meant that all that force was going straight into our heels. Yeah, because apparently we didn't know how to run until Bowerman told us how to do it. However, transitioning to this new approach was far from painless, quite literally. To accommodate this new style, Bowerman created a shoe with an abundance of cushioning, which was cleverly marketed and sold by Nike with great success. But check this out. There was no scientific evidence to support the notion that more cushioning in shoes reduces injuries. In fact, this new reliance on cushioning has led to a whole new set of problems, such as the dreaded plantar fasciitis, ankle sprains, bunions, hammer toes, blisters, and more. Even worse, the excessive cushioning may be sending shockwaves through your entire kinetic chain, wreaking havoc on your knees, lower back, and neck. So despite shoes being invented to protect our feet, they may actually pose a threat to our health and well-being. But lucky for us, the answer to all these shoe-related ills came in the form of minimalist shoes. After a few marathon runners tested them in 2005, minimalist shoes started to gain fans. But it wasn't until Christopher McDougall's bestseller, Born to Run, hit shelves in 2010, along with a study by Lieberman in Nature Journal, that they truly exploded in popularity. In his book, McDougall takes us on a journey to the rough terrain of Mexico to meet the Tarahumara tribe, famous for their extraordinary running skills. The Tarahumara run for miles upon miles in sandals or even barefoot, relying on their natural running form to move with incredible speed and efficiency without causing too much strain on their bodies. McDougall was able to find a solution to his own running pain by studying the Tarahumara and their running techniques. Their simple diet of whole foods and chia seed-infused water also provides them with the necessary energy and endurance to run for long distances. As Christopher McDougall points out, our feet are packed with sensory information that is crucial for efficient and injury-free running. Unfortunately, cushioned shoes block all of that. Even though we may not feel any pain from running in a flawed form, the impact on our bodies is still present. So what do you think? Are you ready to level up your running? If so, you will need to first master the proper technique to truly experience the benefits of barefoot running. This involves landing on the ball of your foot or midfoot instead of the heel, which helps absorb impact and engages your foot's muscle and tendons. Additionally, keeping your stride short and light allows for a natural rhythm and movement. And if you're not ready to go completely barefoot just yet, your best bet is minimalist shoes. These shoes, with no heel drop and a flat sole, allow your toes to splay naturally and create a heightened awareness of the ground beneath you. While research on the benefits of minimalist shoes is still ongoing, many runners have already experienced and swear by their advantages. Nick Bear, a barefoot runner for 4 years, says his running performance has greatly improved his gait, cadence, speed, and efficiency, progressively benefiting the more he runs in barefoot shoes. Camilla R. Talt, a freelance writer and occasional runner who tried a barefoot running challenge for 30 days, feels her feet have become stronger, freer, and more alive. For Lewis Fordman, a triathlete who has been running barefoot for 3 years, it has allowed him to run longer distances with less injuries. If you don't believe me, just take a look at the Kenyan runners. Haven't you wondered why Kenyan runners seem to dominate marathons and long-distance races, while American runners have lost ground in recent years? Well, in his book, Born to Run, author Christopher McDougall argues the types of shoes runners wear have actually shaped the two running cultures in fundamentally different ways. McDougall suggests that the United States shoe industry has created a culture of dependence on high-tech running shoes, while Kenyan runners train and race in basic, inexpensive shoes, or even barefoot. This minimalist approach has allowed Kenyan runners to develop more natural and efficient strides, leading to their success in major marathons. Meanwhile, American runners are jammed into fancy sneakers that cost as much as a car payment. Ouch! That's embarrassing. But here's the good part. Going barefoot or wearing minimalist shoes doesn't just promote a more natural form. It can actually lower your risk of injury. It's time to rethink our dependence on high-tech shoes and take a more minimalist approach to running. If you're ready for a change, going barefoot could be the answer. But how can you make the switch safely? According to experts, it's all about taking it slow and starting with short runs on soft surfaces like grass or sand. As you gradually increase the duration and intensity of your runs, be sure to incorporate foot-strengthening exercise and maintain a good running form. This means landing lightly and keeping an upright posture, which can help prevent injuries and promote a natural running gait. You're probably wondering, is barefoot running actually safe? Yes, but only when it's done correctly. Going minimal or barefoot requires time and patience. If you spent your whole life wearing regular shoes, switching to barefoot shoes and running in them immediately can lead to injuries. But if you take it slow, build up your intensity gradually, and listen to what your body is telling you, you can do it with little risk. So what are you waiting for? It's time to unlock the natural power of your feet. Barefoot running is not just a trend, it's a return to our primal roots as runners. By embracing a minimalist approach to footwear and refining our natural form, we can unleash our full potential as athletes and enjoy the numerous benefits of running. Sure, running barefoot may initially cause some discomfort, but this is actually an opportunity to adjust your form and avoid the heel strikes that can lead to injuries. Landing lightly on the balls of your feet instead of your heels will improve your performance and lessen the strain on your body over time. The less impact your joints absorb with each landing, the better shape they'll be in for future jumps. But the journey begins by putting one foot in front of the other, literally. So get ready to unlock your inner runner and let us know how it goes in the comments section below. And if you found this informative or helpful, make sure to like or subscribe to our channel for more content like this. Until next time, rethink what you see.